Hey everybody, welcome to Bodhi and Wellness. Today we're talking suffering. Now, as always on my birthday, I like to do nothing more than spend time in nature, and today I'm doing a 10-kilometer hike in the Rouge Valley and of course, vlogging philosophically. Now, suffering is something we all experience no matter how good we have it, how bad we have it, we all suffer. And all suffering can be reduced down to two basic qualities. One is stimulus being applied to us that we don't want applied to us. Someone saying something we don't want them to say, someone doing something that we don't want them to say, doing something we don't want to do, having to say something we don't want to do, but basically any kind of stimulus that's being applied to us that we don't like. Second would be what's called the suffering of change, and this is stimulus we want applied to us being removed. Beautiful day has to end at some point. A birthday has to end at some point. A life has to end at some point. And so either way, whether it's stimulus being applied to us that we don't want, or stimulus being removed that we do want and we don't want to end, either way we suffer. But why is that? Well, the cause of suffering is caused by two things. One, craving, and two, ignorance. So ignorance is a kind of word we don't like to hear very often, but basically means we don't understand. We're not understanding the true nature of the situation. And when we look at any given situation that we may cause suffering or may cause suffering for us, we have to look at three aspects. We have to look at our side, we have to look at the side of the other person in the situation, and the situation itself. And we want to make sure that we understand the motivations for all three parts of the equation. The why behind what is happening. So much of the time we focus on the what, the action, what actually happened. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe she said that. Versus looking at why they felt that their course of action was a plausible course of action for that given time. So first thing we want to do is we want to understand our motivation. We want to understand our why behind what we do. So what is causing us to say what we're saying, to choose what we're doing, to physically do what we're doing? What is our motivation behind it? Make sure we understand what we bring to the situation. Second side is to understand the other person, to understand their why behind their what, to understand their upbringing and their belief system, their philosophical, their religious beliefs, their philosophical, scientific beliefs, whatever the case may be. Try to understand their motivations that cause them to do what they're doing in that moment, versus just focus on what they do. And by looking at both sides of that and understanding deeper both our side and the other person's side, it changes the situation and our understanding of the true nature of that situation, what brought that situation into being. What we call dependent origination. And I'll drop a link for a video that I've done on dependent origination before. That was actually on my last birthday, when I was kayaking down the Grand River. But looking at the points in time that led up, the different points in time, the different interactions that led up to that given moment in time, causing the situation to happen. So if we can understand all three sides, what the why behind the what was for all three sides, this can give us much more information to understand why it's happening, and therefore maybe feel a little bit differently about the situation in itself. But the second side of suffering is what we call craving, and this is our thirst for control, our desire to control things that we deem to be outside or different than ourselves. And that can also be this own body. A lot of time we say my body, like we have possession of this body, but our consciousness is something separate from our body. And we get upset, we get angry, we suffer when it doesn't work the way we want it to work. We have these expectations that it should not have pain, it should be able to digest things and process things, to gain weight, to lose weight, to do whatever it is we feel it should do. We get upset when it doesn't. But are we really in control of all those things? 99% of things that happen in this body are autonomic. You can take a drink of water, but once you swallow, what it goes through your body, how it moves through your body is completely up to the body and the functioning of it, the efficiency of it, and it is out of your control. So getting upset because it's not working the way you feel it should, once again, we can only apply stimulus to things. Everything else is up to the universe and all those different interactions. So one side is our side, looking to control us. Are we trying to control us? The other thing, if we're not trying to control us, we're trying to control someone else. They should do that. I held the door for them. They should hold the door for me. I let them in traffic. They should let me in. I can't believe they did that. I was so good to them. They should have, we have all these expectations. We have these expectations of people's behavior. We suffer big time because of it. And the last thing is trying to control the situation. I studied the most, I should get the best mark. I have the best education, I should get that job. I trained the hardest, I should have won that race, I was robbed. Did you really? Did you really train the hardest? Are you really the smartest? Are you really the best suited for the job? Can we really know that? So our thirst, our desire, our need to control the situation is another place we suffer. So controlling ourselves, controlling other people, and controlling the situation. And the last part, the offshoot of all of that, is our thirst for control of material possessions. Big house, beautiful car, we're going to be happy. Not so all the time. Sometimes we just have more stuff to clean and take care of and manage and protect. Sometimes a simple little log cabin is all we need, and we can find a lot of happiness. But we need to understand, so we need to look at those two things. So whenever we get in a situation, we want to ask ourselves, one, what are we ignorant to? Are we ignorant to our side of the situation? Are we ignorant to the other person's side of the situation? Are we ignorant to the situation and why it happened, the why behind the what? And if we can answer those three questions specifically, intelligently, thoughtfully, mindfully, then we can also say, well, what are we trying to control? Was I trying to control the situation? Was I trying to control them? Were they trying to control me? Where was the control or the thirst for control? Now, where does suffering end? And that's really simple. Suffering ends the moment you give up expectations. And it's not about lowering expectations. It's not about saying, well, I shouldn't have so much expectation. It's about having no expectations. Because having any expectations is ignorant to the true nature of reality. Because there are billions and trillions of interactions going on for every second of the day. There's 9 billion people on the planet, all affecting everybody else. So the thought, the concept, the desire to have one event act and work out, to play out the way we expect and we feel it should, is a child's-like understanding of reality. The nature is we cannot control the actions of other people. We can only control our reaction to the action of others. And that's only if we train things. Specifically our mind. Control our mind to be mindfully connected to the moment, to allow the causal factors to speak to us directly, so we can have enough patience to realize when we're trying to control things, when we're being ignorant to the motivations of ourself and others. Think about it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I hope you learned something. Please do me a favor. Help me to help other people. So share this video with your friends and family, someone who is suffering right now. And of course, always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.